I think it's something that can give. We'll see how it plays out, but it can give a real boost to people who want to see change. It becomes a kind of symbolic, reference point for people to say, "Hey, yeah, things can change. Look at our team. Wasn't expected to do well, and it's done well." Now, in terms of the campaign more broadly, I mean, some people seem to think that Julio Hernandez, for example, in La Jornada, seems to think that people's attention being kind of sucked into the World Cup for the next 2 weeks will not play well for López Obrador. My sense is no. I think that people are, they're going to be completely immersed in the World Cup. It's not going to be everybody in Mexico, but a big part of it, immersed in the World Cup. And I think, people are going to they've already made up their mind. I mean, the polls have just not moved.
Yo no veo otra manera de que, que no ayude al puntero. Si eso es como que muchos ya en estas 2 semanas no van a hacer caso en nada de la campaña, ya han decidido por quién van a votar, ¿no? Incluso si intentan a sacar otros trapos sucios, pues mayormente la gente va a acudir a votar el 1 de julio como iban a votar antes de empezar la Copa Mundial, ¿no?
Cierto. Everybody's going to jail, and it's become sort of a joke, really, that he's just like scattershot, trying to appear as, the politician who's above corruption, and he's been accusing López Obrador of making pacts with Peña Nieto so that López Obrador won't charge Peña Nieto with corruption and so on once he takes the presidency. Really, it's become the sign of a desperate man, a desperate campaign. His own campaign manager gave an interview to the New York Times the other day and said, Ricardo Anaya stepped on a lot of people's faces to get where he's gotten. I mean, with friends like that, you don't need enemies.
That's right. Jose Antonio Meade, it's basically ending his campaign where he began it, kind of sharing the stage with the worst dinosauric elements of the PRI, which is why his campaign tanked right from the beginning and never recovered. He was in Tabasco closing his campaign. Tabasco, of course, is part of the oil producing part of the country. Sharing a stage with Carlos Romero de Champs, the long-term head of the oil union, the very compliant, the very co-opted oil workers union. Deschamps is now a senator, one of Mexico's richest people, deeply corrupt person, represents the worst elements of the corporatist tree since the 40s.